Hey guys, welcome back to more political chatter. In this video, we will be talking about the 2024 election matchup between Joe Biden as the Democrat versus Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, as the Republican nominee, and Donald Trump running as an independent, likely from the American Party or Patriot Party, some party that he comes up with. So Donald Trump is a candidate for president in the Republican primary, and it is definitely a possibility that he loses this. After the 2022 midterms, he lost a lot of momentum coming into 2024, and a lot of Republicans are looking at Ron DeSantis saying, you know what, Trump lost us the midterms, he loses elections, we need a new, fresh face for the Republican Party, and Ron DeSantis, for the vast majority of these Republicans who are saying that, Ron DeSantis is their guy. A lot of Republicans are saying, you know what, let's support DeSantis in 2024 instead of Trump. Let's dump Trump, go to DeSantis. So let's say DeSantis wins the Republican nomination for president, right? That is a possibility. If Ron DeSantis runs and Donald Trump runs, if we're looking at the primary map, it is more likely that Donald Trump wins, obviously, right? I mean, if we're just looking at it. But it's, we're still a long ways away from the primary. And if things are different, DeSantis could beat Trump in a primary, and he would be the Republican nominee. So, and then with Trump's loss, he could say, the party rejected me, I'm running as an independent. And as you can already tell, that would be an absolute nightmare for the Republican Party. Joe Biden will win big. But anyway, let's get into this election prediction. So first of all, any state that Joe Biden won by a safe margin, 15% or more in 2020, will go to him by a safe margin again. There will be massive vote splitting between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. A lot of Republicans will be unsure of who to vote for, and that Republican vote will be split right down the middle. So let's just say there's 50% Democrats, 50% Republicans. Biden would win those 50% of Democrats. Ron DeSantis would win those 25%, would win 25%. Trump would also win 25%. 25 plus 25 equals 50. That Republican vote is split. That is what it is going to be. So, California, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Illinois, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New York, Maine's first, would all be safe. But there are more safe states for Joe Biden. Virginia would be safe, went to him by 7 in 2020. It will shift a lot to the left. Maine at large would be safe for Joe Biden. There might be more as I keep talking. Minnesota would be safe because I think that DeSantis would perform well here, but Trump is still going to steal so much of that Republican vote. That Republican vote, that wouldn't even matter. How could I forget? Colorado and New Mexico would both be safe. Colorado went to Biden by 13 in 2020. With a split Republican vote, Biden would definitely win by a safe margin, along with neighboring New Mexico. I don't think there will be any more safe states for the president. That's gotta be it. Yeah, no, that's gonna be it. All right. Anyway, moving on to safe Ron DeSantis states. There is not gonna be many. I'll say that, but Utah is going to be one. So Utah is a state that rejected Trump heavily in the 2016 Republican primary, and they never really liked Trump for Republicans. Obviously, they voted for him on the presidential level because they'd rather vote for a Republican than a Democrat. But if you remember, in 2016, Ted Cruz won the primary here by a very wide margin, and Evan McMullin, a Republican, ran an independent campaign so that Trump would not win the state of Utah. So Utah is a state that would definitely go to DeSantis, would be called at poll closing time. Okay, this is really tough. Idaho, no. Montana, no. All of these they're going to be really, really close between DeSantis and Trump. A lot of these states, Alaska will be close, Texas certainly not. I think that's the only safe state for Ron DeSantis. It is, which is absolutely astonishing. The only safe state for the Republican nominee for president. That is unheard of. This is just my prediction, mind you. And now, safe American states, safe patriot, whatever the party is called. There's not going to be many either. But West Virginia, I think, would go to Trump by a safe margin. This is a state where I don't think the Republican vote would be as heavily split. I think that the vast majority of it would go to Donald Trump. There's a lot of Trump fans in the state of West Virginia. Moving on. Where should we go next? That's it. That's it. That's going to be the only safe state for Trump. So, with all the safe states, Joe Biden is put at 221 electoral votes. 270 are needed to win. Ron DeSantis is put at 6. Donald Trump is put at 4. Look at that. There would be an election like no other if this is the matchup. All right, anyway, likely states that will be decided by 5 to 15%. And of course, we start with Biden. Arizona, at the end of the day, would go to Biden by likely margin. Now, look, I know that the majority of Republicans would vote for Ron DeSantis because they're traditional Republicans. That's why so many of them switched to Biden in 2020 instead of Trump because, Trump's remarks about McCain, all that stuff. But we have to face the fact that Trump would still win so much of the vote here and in every other state, so it would be likely. Nevada will be likely for Biden. Almost safe, really close to being safe. I don't think I need to talk about these states too much. I think that the states we need to talk about are the Republican states, like the heavily Republican states, like Wyoming we're going to talk about, Montana, Idaho. But I mean, all these swing states are obviously going to go to Biden, right? Going down to Texas, it's going to Biden by like 6 to 7%. Let's be totally honest here, if not more. I think Trump would fare well in the state of Texas. I think that he would do considerably good in the state of Texas. And I think that the Republican vote would be pretty split. And Trump only won the state by 5 in 2020. So, with that extreme split vote, I think that this would be a close one and that Joe Biden, or not a close one, sorry, it would go to Biden by a considerable margin. All right, Georgia would be really close to being safe, okay? It would be very close to being safe. However, and Biden already wins the election. But DeSantis would do pretty well here, right? Because he comes right from the South, right from under Florida. So he will, Trump won't do that well, and that would cause it to only be a likely margin, but really close to being safe. New Hampshire, basically safe. We don't need to talk about that one. Michigan, basically safe. Pennsylvania, almost safe. Wisconsin, of course, all these states likely Biden. The 2nd district would probably be safe, honestly. I'll do safe for that. Anyway, all right, so now let's move on to likely DeSantis states. So, first of all, where should we go? Oh, there's one more likely Biden state, that being the state of Florida. I know DeSantis is from here, but we have to remember that Trump is still popular in all these places, and he will end up taking a lot of the vote away from DeSantis, even in DeSantis' home state. All right, likely DeSantis states. These are all going to be really close. Okay. All right, the 1st district would be likely. Nebraska at large, I'll do at the end because I'm unsure. I have to go through the districts. He'll do pretty well in Oklahoma. That's a likely state. Kansas will be a likely state. Just like 5 to 6%, really close. But those will be definitely go to him. And then, Biden wins North Carolina by likely margin. South Carolina will be really close. The South is going to be extremely close also, okay? That's definitely something that we'll talk about. And then Indiana will be likely because that's more of a traditional Republican state that he would do well in. and likely Trump states. I think that Arkansas would be likely for him at the end of the day. I do think Arkansas would go to him. And I think that Nebraska's third would go to him. A lot of rural voters there that are still fans of Trump. And look at that. All 3 districts of Nebraska are split. And that means that Biden actually wins Nebraska at large by a likely margin. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for likely Trump states. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, he's not really winning much, Trump. On to lean states, so close states, 1 to 5% margin here. Maine at large, or Maine second, that would flip to Biden, because it did go to Trump by 8. So, using math, that would go to Biden. And then Iowa and Ohio would both flip to Biden. These both went to Trump by 8 in 2020. And I think that they would, because DeSantis would steal a lot of Republican votes, and then Trump would win a lot of those white working class voters that he was able to win in 2016. I think that vote would be very split because those white working class voters would have voted for DeSantis, and that would result in a Biden victory. That's going to be it. Lean margin wins for Biden. Yeah, that's going to be it. And then lean DeSantis states, Alaska, a lot of traditional Republicans there that would stick with DeSantis. Montana, same thing. Trump won't do that well in Alaska or Montana, and that is why they would both go to Ron DeSantis. Missouri would go to DeSantis by a lean margin. That's going to be a really close state. And then the southern states I'm really unsure of. Besides Kentucky, I'm sure that one would go to DeSantis because of the fact that that there are a lot of independents in Kentucky, and those independents would vote for DeSantis. And that's going to be it. And then lean Trump states. These ones are going to be really, really close down here. Well, Tennessee would be lean for DeSantis. Sorry, I forgot about that one. And then Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, where do they stand? I was really unsure of these in the election night I made. I think the state of Louisiana would go to Trump by a lean margin. I think that one would be in his favor. But Mississippi and Alabama would be really close. I'm thinking Alabama goes to DeSantis by a lean margin. And then I'm going to do Mississippi tilt Trump, less than 1%. So close. I'm thinking Trump wins. Split vote in South Carolina results in Biden winning by a tilt margin. Only a tilt margin because DeSantis would do very well here. Trump would not do that well. There wouldn't be that much vote splitting as in other states. And look at this map. Wow. All right, these 4 are going to be really close. Trump wins Wyoming by a lean margin. DeSantis wins Idaho by a tilt margin. North Dakota goes to DeSantis by a lean margin. South Dakota goes to Trump by a tilt margin. So look at this map. Joe Biden, 424, absolute landslide. Ron DeSantis, 83. Donald Trump, 31. Absolute blowout for Joe Biden. And look at this map. That is insane. So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time.